Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another podcast episode this Sunday. And yeah, this week I got a lot of videos I got to bang out because going on vacation and it's going to be pretty awesome. Um, so, with that being said, glad to have you guys here. B Tech, what's up, man? I was live on my Clips channel. I was actually playing Skyforce. I've been hooked on that game, so I've been playing it to kill time. Um, but yeah, I am live now. I'll be live for like an hour, so until about like 12 noon. And a couple things we're going to talk about in today. We're going to be talking about Team Pixel being done, right? Team Pixel done to the extent of tech reviewers. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about US Mobile's multi-network connection, all the details about it. I did drop a video on how to set it up, but I'm going to tell you guys all the details you need to know about it. Shout out to Ricky for asking the question. And yeah, I'm going to answer Ricky's question in that little segment. So yeah, we are definitely getting things going. If you want to try out US Mobile, there's my referral code. Scan the QR code. That will get you guys to the referral, get you guys started, and get you guys set up with US Mobile if you want to try them out. They're basically their statement of them being the first super carrier. I mean, that's pretty interesting. They're known as the first super carrier because they allow you to connect to AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile connection. Now it's a little weird how this is working out, and I'll explain that here in a little while. First off, how you guys doing today? If it's your first time here, I would appreciate if you guys smash the like button, as well as if you guys subscribe, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss when I go live or when a video is uploaded or premiering. That's something that I don't want you guys to miss. Anyways, so I'll take that off the screen just for a little while. It'll come back on towards the end. So if you guys missed the QR code, don't worry, I'll bring it back up. Anyways, let's start off with US Mobile, as I have it on my Pixel 8a. And I gotta tell you guys, the service has been fine. I have not had any issues at all whatsoever with it at all. I am on the premium plan. It's $44 a month. I did use its promo code to get the first month for $35. You'll see that when you're signing up. So it's not a special thing that like I'm offering. I have no partnership with US Mobile at this time, but yeah, you can get it for $35 to start out. And you know what, like I chose to go on the Dark Star connection, so that is the AT&T network connection, and it's been pretty solid. When I was trying out for the multi-network connection, I was a little bit nervous in the beginning of it all, just because I thought that it was going to like switch me out of the AT&T connection, which I want the AT&T connection as my main connection. After doing a little bit of reading, I found out that it doesn't do that, so I went ahead. I continued on with connecting. And so far, it has been really great. It really has. Sorry, I had to lower the volume on that background music, but it's been very great. I've had no problems at all whatsoever. No drop calls, no missed text messages. Data has been smooth. I haven't had any like slowdowns or any, deprios or anything like that. It's been solid. It's been a very solid experience. And I went ahead and set up the multi-connection, which people are referring to it as DSDA or dual SIM dual active, because that's exactly what you're doing. So I have a physical SIM in my Pixel 8a, and then I installed an eSIM with the Verizon connection, or US Mobile's Warp connection. So that's on eSIM, and it's only data. It's not an additional phone number to text from or anything like that. It's just data. So it's basically running on my phone as, from what I understand, for it to be DSDS. See, my understanding of how this works is dual SIM, dual standby is when you can have two SIMs installed on your phone. calls and texts work for both actively, but data, you have to choose one or the other. So you can choose SIM 1's data or SIM 2's data, but you can toggle on to have it actively switch in between. To me, I don't classify that as dual SIM, dual active, because you're still being on one or the other when it comes to the networks. To me, dual SIM, dual active is where, like, if I have an AT&T SIM and a Verizon SIM, both are feeding data exactly at the same time, right? So I am picking up on AT&T's 5G bands. I am picking up on, Verizon's 5G bands. To me, that's what dual SIM, dual active means to me. I don't know, people's definitions is different. So to me, I call it DSDS. And you can manually force it onto the Verizon network. You can force it onto the AT&T network. You can have automatic switch turned on where it just does it, and whichever has the better connection. Which means that if AT&T is like absolutely weak, your phone will just immediately switch over to the Verizon network or to the T-Mobile network, whichever one you choose. But it only allowed me to create an eSIM profile with Warp, so I had to choose one or the other. So I have Darkstar as my main data connection, and then Warp as my secondary connection, which is on the Verizon network. I really don't need a T-Mobile connection because my Nothing Phone 1 has Metro by T-Mobile. So if I absolutely needed to use a phone on the T-Mobile network, I could just pick up that phone to use. The Pixel 8a and the Nothing Phone 1 are my main primary devices right now. My secondary devices that I will carry with me on my vacation is the Moto G Stylus and the OnePlus 9. I'll have those on my Helium Mobile line. And yeah, so that is my plan on my vacation when I take these phones with me. But the cost of the multi-connection, because it's not free, so I want people to understand that before they just jump, because you get it for free for the month of March up until March 31st. After March 31st, it's no longer free. It is a $15 add-on. So yeah, if you're paying 45, you're literally paying like 59, just about. Not 45, 44. 44, you're paying about $60 just to have the multi-network connection, which, it's an add-on. So I guess if you're traveling, it'd probably be something good when you're traveling across country, because if you need to actively switch between networks because of the area that you are currently in, you'll have that ability to do that. You'll be able to go ahead and switch, from AT&T. Like, this is different from their teleport. The teleport allows you to permanently move your line over from, say, like the AT&T network to the Verizon network connection, right? So I'm on Darkstar, and if where I move to, T-Mobile's the more dominant, I can go and log into my account and do a teleport switch, which moves my entire account over to the Lightspeed connection that US Mobile offers, and that would be what I would use. So this is different from that. This just allows you to have a multi-network connection on your device, and it works out really good. I'm getting all these notifications coming in right now. Sorry. There we go. By the way, I paired my CMF Watch Pro 2 to my Pixel 8a, and I'm going to talk about that later on, why I feel like that this is a better smartwatch to combo with my Pixel than the actual Pixel watch. I'll get into that in a little bit. I know it's shocking, right? Tito has taken steps away from just boxing himself in with Pixel products, but anyways, thanks for the super chat, Gene. I really appreciate it. The little pear character. Thank you so much. The Shaka sign. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it, Gene. If you still want to go live on the Deathlock podcast, I mean, are you off today or do you have to work in a little while? Because I'm only going to be live on here for another hour, close to an hour. It just depends on how fast I get through these subjects that I have to talk about in the podcast today. So let me know. If you're available in an hour to just set up that live stream for the Deathlock podcast, because I would love to do that with you today, and we can get that started here after I'm done with this one. I don't mind at all. Just let me know. But yeah, the multi-network connection is not free. It's $15 a month on top of what you're going to be paying already. So Yeah, you want to keep that in mind. They call themselves the not enough time. Oh, okay. Um, if you wanna, when's your next day off? Let me know when you're off. You're off tomorrow? We could do it tomorrow. We can do it. Let's see, it's 11:04 a.m. my time, so it should still be 12 noon. You should still be an hour ahead of me because daylight savings doesn't happen until next weekend. So if you want to do it like at 12 noon your time, I can do it at 11 my time. We can do that. We're still marking from Cena's heel turn. Yeah, yeah, we are. Yeah, I see it all over social media, man. People are just they're so upset about it. I mean, it is what it is. I think it's cool. It's a good touch. I don't know how long he'll stay a heel. If he's just going to be a heel up until Mania or what. We never know. Anyways. All right, so that pretty much wraps it up for US Mobile. Like I said, if you want to try them out, go ahead and use my referral code to get you guys signed up. And the multi-network connection is free until March 31st. So you have up until the 31st to add it onto your account and try them out. I don't know if it's available for the starter line. So if you're on the bare minimum line, I don't think it is. But I know for the data pool account where you share your data with multiple lines on your plan, I know it's available for that one, and it's also available for the unlimited premium. So definitely give it a shot. So use that QR code right there, and I'll get you guys started. All right. Let's just kind of move on here. So, Team Pixel is done. I mean, we knew that they were done when they no longer wanted to work with mobile tech reviewers. They wanted to work with lifestyle influencers. We knew that they were done then, but it officially comes as done around this time of the, well, not this time of the year, but usually around when the Pixel 9a or like the A series device is going to launch. They usually start sending out emails to Team Pixel reviewers to confirm their address is still the same, and if there's any changes that needed to be made, they would make those changes, so that way they can send them out the latest device for the reviewers to get, unbox, and review. That program has ended. There are some people who have discussed that they have received like a thank you email and an email discussing the no longer continuation of bringing on tech reviewers to become part of Team Pixel. And it is what it is. Things change over time. This is kind of a good thing because it allows like the market share to be more of actual customers and less of YouTube content creators, if you guys catch what I'm saying. I mean, technically I know most of the people that kind of give Google crap. They're like, their market share is now going to be influencers, like Instagrammers who are all about travel and photography. They feel like that's going to be their new market share, and I don't know. I have no idea if that's going to be the case or whatnot. I just know that more and more people are becoming well aware of Google and the devices that they carry. People are starting to get involved into it. There's a lot more people I'm seeing with Google Pixels now. Like I can go into the market and maybe come across one or two people that have the Pixel 9 or 9 Pro XL or the 9 Pro Fold, and yeah, it's you find it coming up. No more Fruity Pebbles. What do you mean by no more Fruity Pebbles? You haven't gotten an email or newsletter from Team Pixel probably since last year? Yeah. Since Mark left it turned into crap. They just have like a different mindset, right? I know that there's people that's like, why focus with lifestyle creators and focus with, influencers from different platforms when, the people that sign off on the device are the mobile tech reviewers. And that does make sense, right? Um, Everyday people that are not involved in the YouTube content creation or an Instagram creator or any of that stuff, they go to YouTube and they YouTube search these phones they're interested in buying, and then they see creators like MKBHD and whatnot, kind of go in and they listen to what they say, their opinions, their reviews on these devices. So yeah, technically it wouldn't make sense to take it away from the tech creators and just leave it solely up to influencers and to like musicians and photographers and videographers and you know um content creators that are of a different genre, like they're of like comedy or skits or pranks or any of that type of stuff. Like, it doesn't make sense to put the ball in their hands, because what would they really bring to the table? Like, there has to be a balance. I mean, if you want to be honest, there has to be a balance of all of it, right? Like, I'm not saying that they can't have photographers use the Google Pixels and then post on social media about the Google Pixels. Like, that's great. When you have a well-known photographer on Instagram using the Google Pixel, that's fine. But you also need the mobile tech creators, content creators from YouTube and TikTok and other platforms, because when people go to them for advice, for trusted advice when it comes to mobile technology, these are the people that they're going to listen to. They're going to know that these guys know the in and out of the phone and the specifications of the phone and the behavior of the phone, what it can and cannot do. Like, they're gonna trust these people with that. When you strip them out of the equation, all you're left with is somebody that's just going to be like, this camera is amazing. It took a very good photo. And maybe they can go into detail about the photo. Like, I took a picture with my Pixel 8a and there's not a lot of artifacts in the photo. There's not a lot of, noise in the corners. Like, they can go on those terminologies because they're experts in photography. But when it comes down to like, the internal specifications of a smartphone, they're not really going to understand. I mean, the best that they can give you guys on 5G is to tell you it's 5G capable. But they wouldn't be able to tell you if it picks up on millimeter wave, if it picks up on these specific bands. They wouldn't know that. They would have to Google search it, memorize it, and then regurgitate it back to everybody without really understanding what they're saying. That is Team Pixel's biggest mess up. They should have never dropped content creators. What they should have done is not give it to every content creator, because at one point it almost seemed like that Team Pixel was just like, anybody that was starting to build traction on YouTube, like, get them on Team Pixel, send them a phone, have them unbox it. There were a lot of people that was on Team Pixel, and maybe that's what hurt the group. Maybe they should have really focused on people that were about smartphone unboxings, content creating about smartphones. Maybe that's where they really should have been. When it came to that, it wouldn't have mattered if I was brought in or never brought in. If I was never brought in, I'm not a fit for what they were looking for. And one of the things that really hurt a lot of original guys from Team Pixel was the fact that for so many years they were just given the Pixel and it was like, go all out, make a video, tell us everything about the phone and whatnot. And what the controversy last year, where they were literally asked to not use any other device. Don't post pictures on Instagram and hashtag shot on Samsung Galaxy. They wanted you to solely focus using a Pixel and a Pixel alone. And that's what really hurt quite a bit. Another problem is some Team Pixel members would then get observed using iPhones as their daily. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That is true. It made more sense back in 2018 or whatever, before Pixels had brand recognition and so much national media as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they cut back on the Team Pixel budget considerably. Yeah, I think they're going to do that too. They're just going to probably like just consolidate it down to a few lifestyle influencer creators, and I think that's where they're going to go from there when it comes to Team Pixel, and not go anywhere else beyond that. I think that they've made their point that they're here to stay. And so people can start expecting annual refreshes of the device. I know the Pixel 9a is about to drop. I have decided not to get the Pixel 9a because I really like my Pixel 8a, so I'm just going to stick with this phone. And maybe I'll go to Best Buy and play around with the 9A and get a feel for what it's all about. I mean, yes, it does have the Tensor G4, but it still has the same modem as my Pixel 8A. Still has the same Exynos modem. So I'm not going to see really a big difference as far as network connectivity from my Pixel 8A to the Pixel 9A. Just a design refresh is what I'm going to be getting if I got the 9A, as well as, you know, a refresh on the processor chip, which is like very minor upgrade from the Tensor G3. I think the big change up will happen with the Tensor G5, right? Since that one's not being built by Samsung, is being built by TSMC. So we should see a bit of a difference when it comes to the Pixel 10. That's a device that I think that people are going to be looking for, and so I would be looking forward to a Pixel 10a. Unless the 9a is the very last of the 9a series, then I will wait until it goes on sale to grab one, as I have basically all the A series devices. I have a 3a, a 4a, a 5a. I'm missing one, the 4a 5G. I have the 5a, the 6a, the 7a, and the 8a. So I would have to grab the 9a to have the A series completed. Well, I just hit my mic. But to have it completed, I would have to have the 9A. And if they don't make a 10A, if the rumors are true that the A series is being shut down because Google has released the 9, the 9 Pro, the 9 Pro XL, and the 9 Pro Fold, and they're just going to start going off of those, where the base model is the budget model of all of them, which I think, you know, because how close the pricing is between the A series and the base model, might be the reason that they shut it down. If they make a Pixel 10a, then I will more than likely go for that one, and then get the 9a later on down the road, as you know, to add to my collection of Pixels, at least the A series. And yeah, and then go from there. If I was to choose a Pixel 9a, if I wanted to upgrade to the 9a, it would be the indigo color, so like the purplish blue color. I would go for that one over, you know, the peony and the porcelain and obsidian. So they kind of like did a very similar thing, like with the Pixel 7a. You know, we had the exclusive coral color, which is what I have, and then you had the obsidian and the porcelain. With the Pixel 8a, they had the blue, the black, the green, and I believe they have a white version too. I could be wrong. So we're getting, you know, 4 more colors with the 9a, which is the purplish blue, so that indigo color, obsidian, porcelain, and then peony. So there'll be a pink color. Yes, it does look a little bit weird. No more camera bar, no more camera visor. It's all flushed in with just a little ring area around the camera sensors, and that's pretty much it. But it looks pretty nice. It does look pretty good as far as hardware. If you're really thinking about, you know, like the hardware and stuff like that, it looks pretty cool. And so yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. But you know, maybe one day they might revive Team Pixel and might just bring in, you know, some people that are like very enthusiastic about Google Pixel phones. I think that would be like the smart part about it, you know, because you have your top YouTubers that are going to be, you know, like unbiased to a degree, or biased, you know, if they like something particularly, like if they're all about Samsung, they're going to go Samsung or whatever, you know, who knows what happens there. But anyways, salute to all the OG Team Pixel members. You guys did a fantastic job, and all of us, from us creators to, you know, everyday enthusiasts who love watching YouTube videos about mobile technology that are not creators, all of us applaud your guys' work, and we appreciate everything you guys have done for Team Pixel. Hopefully, you know, the big G company gets it fixed down the road, or just completely stops it in general. We'll see. We will see. Anyhow, so kind of tethering off of the whole Team Pixel is done thing, I have had a great experience comboing my Pixel 8a and my CMF Watch Pro 2. It goes hand in hand together. And I was using it, and I used the Pixel Watch, like the OG Pixel Watch. And I know there's the Pixel Watch 2 and the Pixel Watch 3, and there's like diehard Pixel Watch fans that would be like, oh yeah, Wear OS is amazing. And yeah, Wear OS is pretty cool. When you have a smartwatch, you can install apps on it. It seems great. But for me, I'm not a person that wants to install Facebook on my watch. Like, I don't give a shit to have Facebook on my watch. I have it on my phone. If I really want to get on Facebook, I'll go on my phone and I'll go to Facebook. Same for Instagram, same for X. So I really don't want to be installing a bunch of apps on my watch. All I want out of a smartwatch is to take my phone calls when I don't want to pull my phone out of my pocket, to be able to see the time, see the date, see, what my heart rate is. And I could do that with this watch. This watch is just completely awesome. And, at the end of the day, the CMF Watch Pro, it just works out for me. And in many areas, beats out my Pixel Watch. But I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't worn my Pixel Watch in 2 months. Except for when I was testing it between these two. And I wasn't really wearing it. I was just holding on both and just kind of playing around with both of them side by side. I think the biggest key thing here is longevity of battery. Since I unboxed it, I haven't charged it yet. And I believe we're sitting at 44% battery. Of course, after this battery gets close to like 10%, I'm going to throw it on the charger, and then I will begin my can the CMF Watch Pro 2 go 11 days on one battery charge. So that's going to be an upcoming video. I'm hoping this kind of dies by towards the end of this week, because I'll be able to do that while I'm on spring break vacation with my kids. So I will charge it up the night before I leave, take it off the charger, put it on, wear it, use it for the entire time that I'm traveling and when I'm staying where I'm going, and on the travel back, and see if the battery makes it all the way till I get back home so I can charge it up again. And if I make it home and it's only like at 40% battery, I'll keep using it for days after until it dies, and let you guys know how many days of battery can I get with this watch. It is only $69 if you buy it brand new, like on Amazon. You can find them used. If you don't want to buy a brand new one, you can find them used for like $39. All right, it's comfortable. The wristband, feels awesome. I don't get any irritation of wearing it. I don't have any desire to get any new watch bands for it. I do want to try to get some new of the bezel ring. I do want to get a different one, the one that's more rounded. But to be quite honest, the CMF Watch Pro 2 and the CMF Watch Pro 1 are solid smartwatches. I think one of the biggest things I like about them is the phone calls. The speakers are loud. I can literally be driving and take phone calls from this. I don't have to pair my CMF buds to my Pixel or my Nothing Phone 1 to take phone calls. I can do it from the watch. And with the native CMF Watch app installed on both the Nothing Phone 1 and the Pixel 8a, I don't have to keep constantly repairing the watch to the phones, right? Once they're paired the first time on it, switching in between them, easy to do, connects, phone calls work, things like the camera control works. All that works. Even on the Watch Pro 2, the little crown acts, as a scroller button, and it is a physical button that you can push on. It is a very, very nice watch. It really is. For $70, I mean, damn, you can't go wrong for $70. It's got workout, like various different workouts you can do with it. Track your workouts, track your heart rate, track your blood oxygen level. It acts as a pedometer for you. So you get the fitness trackings, you get those, you get the exercise and all that other stuff. You get those things. Man, you get quite a bit with this watch. So to me, it's a far better smartwatch. And the battery, like I said, the battery for days comes very close to this. I mean, I found the Pebble Watch 2. I lost the straps to them, but I found it. It won't charge up, so I can't really do a update video on that Pebble watch, and I can't find my Pebble watch time because I wanted to do an update review video on that watch, and I can't find it anywhere. It's like I packed up all my stuff, and then I just poof, like put it in storage, and it's like, man, I have too much old tech. Like I have so much old smartphones, like from like the Boost Mobile days and whatever. I got to get rid of those. Yeah, so when I find that watch, I'll make that video for you guys. But right now, yeah, I don't have it. Gotta find it. But this watch kicks ass. And hold on, let me get Banana SpongeBob. Banana SpongeBob. My son won that at the. There's this place that's like a fun house for those claw machines, and yeah, they're like tons of fun. But anyways, this is the CMF Watch Pro, right? So, if you like a more squarish design, you can go with the Watch Pro. Circular design, go with the Watch Pro 2. The Watch Pro 2 does have a little bit more features than the original Watch Pro. So it's really, your choice. The watch band that's on the Watch Pro is the one that came with the Watch Pro 2. I put the original bands from the Watch Pro on my Watch Pro 2, where it kind of like tucks in at the clasp versus being on the upper part. I think having the watch band kind of come through and out looks better on the squared body than the circular body. At least to me, it just looks better that way. But good watch. This is also $69 too on Amazon. It might be lower. You might find it for like $54 brand new. Used on that watch was like $29.99. I found it, and so yeah. It's pretty solid. Pretty solid. Worth getting. Get your notifications. I think that's probably like the only downside to these is like on my Pixel watch. The only thing that I feel like it beats my CMF Watch Pro on is if I check messages, okay, any text message I check, on the Watch Pro 2, it has like, these generic responses. On the Watch Pro 1, it doesn't have any responses that you can reply back with. So, yeah, it's weird. But anyways, you don't have a keyboard to type out a response. I think hopefully that's something that they do bring with the software update on the Watch Pro 2. And hopefully they do it for the Watch Pro 1. I would love to see the Watch Pro 1 maintain and get some form of, updates and everything like that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be switching to the Watch Pro 1 to use today. Not going to throw this on a charger. We'll leave it as is. But I am going to switch and use the Watch Pro 1 with my Pixel 8a. And then that way, when I do a full-on review pairing CMF watch smartwatches to the Pixel 8a, I'll give you guys more in depth in the video as far as just how that works out. But anyways, guys, it is Saturday. Not Saturday, Sunday. What the hell? Saturday was yesterday. I am absolutely lost with my timing right now. Absolutely. I'm hungry. That's why I need to eat. I have not ate nothing yet for breakfast, so it's time for me to go eat. So, short episode for you guys today. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. I'm just checking out something really quickly. Actually, I pretty much covered all the topics for today. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, emotional outbursts, anything you guys want to add on to it, do it in the comment section. I would love to read you guys' responses and get back to you guys on that. Let me know what you guys want to know about the CMF Watch Pro 2 for that review video. So that way, I can put information in there that you guys want to know about. Yeah, so let me know. And check out, some of the other videos. I, did a setup for the US mobile multi-network connection, how that works. So there's a video explaining that. CMF Watch Pro 2 unboxing. You guys can check out those videos. I would really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I need to go eat, so I'm gonna go eat right now. You guys should too. If you haven't ate breakfast, go eat breakfast right now. And again, if you guys want to try out US Mobile, scan that QR code right there. That'll get you guys in like Flynn. And multi network connection is free to US Mobile users until March 31st. So take advantage. If you sign up now, take advantage. Use it for the month. I think you'll be okay with that. But after March 31st, it's $15 a month as an add-on. So hopefully that clears up questions and concerns about that. But I'll talk to y'all later. As always, aloha.